I thought they had a chance. Anytime you get to a January 1 bowl, you got there because you didn't win the lottery. You got there because you have a very good football team. Kaiser had a tremendous year. Adams could run the football. I felt they had an excellent chance. But by the same token, there's no guarantee in anything. After Boza was thrown out of the game, I thought our chances went up because Ohio State had to suspend their other All-American defensive linemen. But Ohio State played very well. Notre Dame competed, never gave up, continued to struggle and strive, and I thought that it was an outstanding year for Notre Dame, but it is time we won a January 1 bowl.
Why do you think they won the January 1 bowl with the amount of they had?
I think, number one, they did a great job coaching. Number two, they've done an excellent job in recruiting, and they were a very good football team. That was obvious on the first game when they beat Texas so decisively. The thing that probably put a damper on the season is that the teams that we thought were great, Georgia Tech, Texas, turned out to have a losing season. The marquee win we had this year was Navy. Who would have thought that several years ago? The biggest win Notre Dame would have for the entire year is Navy, or over a Southern Cal team that won 8 and lost 6. So it was just the way the schedule worked out, but Notre Dame had a way of winning the close games, whether it was at Boston College, et cetera. That's a tribute to them and the school.
And you didn't know Jaylon Smith was from Fort Wayne just before we had this conversation. Talk about the talent that he brought to Notre Dame the last 3 years.
I had no idea he was from Fort Wayne, Indiana. I always say, where were all these athletes in Fort Wayne when I was coaching there? We had Kevin Carrata came here from Fort Wayne, played for us at Notre Dame. But I thought Jaylon Smith, he won the Butkus Award. He's one of the great football players in the entire country. I hope his knee will be okay. I hope that they can reconstruct it because he has a great pro career.
Do you think it would be smart for him to declare for the draft?
Well, I think that the thing I always told the athletes when it comes time to the draft, number one, did you get your degree? That's the reason you came to Notre Dame. And if you did get your degree, then listen to the people that gave you the opportunity. Don't listen to the mailman, the postman, Uncle Joe, everybody else. Listen to your family, your coach, and the college coaches. As I told some athletes, you stay one more year, I'll pay you $5 million. And they laughed. I said, I'll pay you $5 million, and it worked out. Instead of being drafted in the third round, you come back, play for me, you draft in the first round. That's $6 million more you'll make. It's just the same as if I paid you.
And 2 more questions for you. How do you think college coaches manage having so many players declare for the draft early? I mean, Ohio State has 9, which is kind of the number that jumps out of different college teams across the country this season.
Well, I think it's a shame that so many are coming out so early. I had a few come out early. I think maybe 3, 4 at the most in my 11 years at Notre Dame. And, I feel that as a senior, you have an obligation to come back. Because the reason you have a chance to play in the NFL is when you came as a freshman, you had some senior football players, taught you how to do things, build a winning program, and advise you. Now you have that obligation to provide the same leadership to the freshmen coming in. When much is given, much is expected. You got an awful lot from the seniors. Please give back to the freshmen.
Final question. What is it going to take for next year's Notre Dame team to win a national championship? It's been a drought in South Bend for quite some time.
Well, we won it in '88. I felt we got the shaft in '89 and '93 and possibly '90, but that's another story. But the thing I would say is, you don't have to be the best team in the country. You don't have to be the best team on that Saturday. Just be the best team in the stadium today. If we're the best team in the stadium today, we do it week after week, we'll wake up one day and we'll be national champs. You don't win a national championship. You got to be lucky to do it. The field goal at Boston College, was a little unlike. But you just wake up one day because you took care of business that particular day. And I think if you say we want to be the very best, then remember the word win, what's important now. Wake up morning, what's important now, go to class, sit in the front row, weight room, lift weights, And ask yourself this: we want to be national champs. Who do I have to work with to do it? What price am I willing to pay? What sacrifice am I willing to make? What talents and skills do I have to acquire to do that? And who do I have to work with in order to get it done? It's not complicated. Hard, but not complicated.